It's a lovely morning. Sun's shining through the window. Right, so what I'm going to show you today is how to make felt flowers. Now I'm making these for a new project. I'm going to make a big picture which is full of felt flowers. So I need to make quite a lot of them. First of all, felt. I use up all my little bits of felt that I've got left over from other projects. I don't throw anything away because no matter how small it is, it still can be used for something else. Right, when it gets to this size, then it is very small, but it can still be used. Sometimes for stuffing or even other projects, so I don't throw that away. It's like food actually, it's like food cooking. I'm making these out of felt, but if I had excess food I would save it and eat it another time. Right, so save all your little bits of felt. So next I want some templates. So what I've done is I've copied flower shapes from other places, books, magazines, and I've made my templates out of boxes, cereal boxes, any cardboard you've got. So there's different shapes, different sizes, right from the biggest to the tiniest, very, very tiny. So I've got my templates and I've got my felt. What I do is use nail scissors. I find these quite easy to work with. So I pick up a piece of felt, that one will do, and find a flower that will fit in there. That's a bit too big, so I'll go for one a bit smaller. That one will fit there. I don't like to waste anything, you see, so I'll go right up to the edges. That will fit in there. Now what I do then is trim off around the outside of the template, trim off just roughly around the edge, trim the bits off that I don't need. It just makes it easier to work with. And then I go into the corners one by one. Doesn't have to be exactly right, it's a flower. They won't all be exactly the same. So I'm trimming into the corners there, and then I've got my flower shape. And then I just trim up again, because I might have some straight edges which I don't want. I want rounded edges, just to make it look pretty, like a flower. See, that's a bit square there. I don't want a square flower, I want a round flower. Petals are not square. And sometimes I might just trim into the corners a bit more, like that, just to tidy it up, just to make it look nice. I think that's okay. Oops, I'm a bit of a perfectionist here, I like things to be right. Right, that's one flower made. So that's easy, isn't it? I'll show you a selection of flowers that I've already made, and I do need to keep going with this because I need lots of them. Now what I do sometimes is have a big flower and a smaller flower on the top. They can be completely different shape. Put the small one on top and then I'll sew them together with some beads. Put beads on, I put sequins on, and then they will be sewn onto the picture like that. I've got a very sore thumb at the moment, just there. I've got a split in my thumb. It's not making it easy. Right, so I like contrasting colours. I'll do 3 or 4 or 5 of the same colour, same shape. There we are, we can 2 colours there that go together. Find colours that go together. If you don't want a flower in the middle, you can put a spot in the middle. You could put French knots in it. You can make them bigger or smaller. And I've got a lot of single flowers as well. These might be just sewn on as they are, as single flowers, but I might double up and put that on there. I'll make up my mind as I'm going along. And I've got some very, very tiny flowers. Very tiny flowers on very tiny template as well. Right? So these will all go on as well. Need to make lots more flowers. You can use these for any embellishments you want, any projects you're doing, any sewing projects. I like working with felt because it doesn't fray, obviously. Has a little tulip shape, look. And you can actually buy something like this in a craft shop, but I think that's a bit boring. I like making my own from scratch, a bit like cooking really. Make my meals from scratch, so I do like to make my craft projects from scratch. Right, so who's going to have a go at this? I'll lift this board up so you can have a look. I'm not sure if it's in the shot of the camera actually, but there you go. Making felt flowers for crafting projects. This is Mean Queen from Life After Money. I'm a keen crafter, a keen frugaler, and I live in Tightwad Towers because I don't like spending money really. But anyway, fellow crafters and bloggers, have a go and see what you can make with your felt flowers. Bye!